everybody. I'm Connor with Incredible Edible Landscapes, South Florida's #1 food forest supply source. But this week we've been South Florida's #1 homeowners association food forest install specialist. And I want to show you this project we've been working on all week. Start to finish has been a wild ride. It was a totally different landscape with a bunch of big trees and stumps and roots and clutter all over the place. And we've turned it into something beautiful and ornamental, but also edible. So what you can see here is seemingly your typical house in a neighborhood in South Florida. We are in an HOA. The lot lines are kind of small here, and there's some tight squeezes to fit through. This has been our access all week, just 36-inch gate, so no heavy equipment on this job. A lot of manual work, but we were able to get things done pretty efficiently. So there's a little ever-bearing mulberry in there. That's the Illinois ever-bearing, right in between the two hedges, kind of hidden from view. They have a list of different landscape plants and natives they allow, but according to the documents, everything behind that fence is fair game, so our clients get to do what they want back there. We did plant in a little mixed hedge of native species here. We've got some Jamaica capers and the centerpiece redberry stopper. There's some firebush in here, and there's a little lemon Cattleya guava we also snuck in just outside of that fence line. But it's gonna be a nice little ornamental, and little would anyone know that it's a fruiting tree as well. We've got a pink Turk's cap hibiscus here. There's some bulbine planted all along this little 2-foot strip here against the house. And we've got beach creeper, a little ground cover native plant there. As we walk in, you'll see this little strip 2 foot wide along the house. Gets a lot of sun, so we planted some native species, wildflowers that are drought tolerant, like these blanket flowers, the kuntis and the bulbine, and the tea plants were already here existing. One of the best features I love about this yard, which is this little waterfall, little fish pond. There's some little fish in there. I think it's a beautiful feature. Got some aquatic plants, and just the sound that it provides is awesome. She's also got sunshine mimosa, and there's a Dutchman's pipe vine on the fence, and we planted the necklace pods right there. And she had this little kind of potting bench set up back here, which we totally redid. And we put down the granite rock. That's the 3/8 granite, which I love to use for pathways. It's just a real nice touch. And so we bordered it with some retaining wall bricks, and she had a lot of this little slab rock already on site from the pond build. So we took that and kind of made a other side of a border here. Just a cool little nook back here in the corner. She had a papaya already. We planted some pollinators, some canna lilies, some society garlics right up here overlooking the pond. And we've got little fruit trees and fruiting shrubs and edibles kind of tucked in all the little spaces here. This is an araza, which is a Brazilian fruit. It kind of tastes like a lemon. There's a Monstera deliciosa, and we've got some taro root planted along here. That is a tropical potato-like crop. And there's some frog fruit planted in between them in this bed. It's a ground cover. The clients already had this beautiful Cary mango, which, as you can see, is dripping with fruit. It's starting to be that time of year. And obviously the centerpieces here are these vegetable beds that we built out of retaining wall bricks. And we kind of tried to do a little free form action here, a little amoeba shape to make them flow. And I think that 3/8 granite rock is a real nice contrast to the beds and the overall look here. And as a centerpiece in each bed, we do actually have another small fruiting shrub in each. So this is a Patangatuba, also known as star cherry, with lots of vegetables and herbs surrounding it. There's drip irrigation in there. And in the other bed, we have a Jaboticaba. This is the scarlet variety. Check out that pretty new growth. That's one of the fastest fruiting varieties of Jaboticaba. Should only take another couple years from this size. And in this bed, she's got an assortment of romaine lettuces and other different salad greens to pick from. And we get into the main part of the garden over here beside the pool. There's already an avocado tree here providing some shade. And we put in a few different Eugenia species like the Groomy Chama you see right here. It's already got a nice little crop of fruit on it. And a little patch of shade tolerant vegetables and spices. There's some galangal in here. There's more taro. There's some katuk growing here in the understory. And we've got lots of different pollinator plants. There's some Mexican salvia. There's Okinawa spinach here in the shade with these beautiful purple leaves. And there's some fire spikes and some salvias for the pollinators. So a nice little assortment. There's a miracle fruit bush right here. That's starting to flower and produce some fruit as well. We've got some other fruits from Brazil, like this pitomba. We've got some edible leaf hibiscus, also known as salad tree, planted in here. That's one of our favorites. Very popular perennial leafy green that we grow at the nursery. There's a soursop tree right here in the middle that can fill up some of this open space. And in the back here along the fence, or along the neighbor's wall, we've got some shell gingers. It's an ornamental shell ginger. There's some aglaonemas in between them. More of that salvia. There's a spiraling ginger back here and some wild coffee. And this area, I'll have to put some pictures of what it looked like before, but this was basically a bunch of giant traveler palm stumps and an umbrella tree stump that we had to remove and clear out of here to make this spot plantable. So we had a whole day with a stump grinder back here. Real tight space to work with, right next to the pool. But we got it done without a hitch and got our new trees planted. There's a black Suriname cherry planted right here. That's the Zil Dark improved variety. Right back here in the middle, we've got a dwarf Namwa banana. Along the front edge here, we've got some more flowering plants. There's some more salvia. There's some angel wing begonias and some coleus there to make a little border. Some more wildflowers. There's some tick seed here. There's pineapples kind of scattered throughout. There's one of our variegated pineapples. There's an Alano sapodilla right here next to this palm, which is a kind of a dwarf, compact, bushy variety of sapodilla. I think they'll enjoy. I think it's a good fit for the space. We've even got a couple of blackberries back here. And here, I got to show you this. There's an interesting papaya relative back here. We just started growing these. This is called babaco, and it is a relative of the mountain papaya. It makes a fruit that looks similar to a papaya, but the flavor is totally different. Has more of a tart flavor, more of a zingy tropical flavor. And overall, I think this garden really came out perfect. Here's a big Sabra jaboticaba. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but this is a nice old tree, about a 10-11 year old tree that's already at fruiting age. So that was the big splurge for them. And it's gonna fill that space up beautifully. Overall, I'm just really happy with how this project came out. This space that you're seeing right here where the granite and the beds are, this is actually, it used to be a putting green. That's what it was when we started, and last week we ripped that out and really transformed the area. So I think our client got exactly what they wanted. We just did a little walkthrough with them and they were super pleased, very excited to see all of these edibles come into production. This is definitely one of the coolest examples of what you can do with a tight squeeze in the side yard of an HOA, you can definitely grow food and you can make it beautiful and aesthetically pleasing as well. So that's it. That's what we did this past week. It was a fun project and we're super grateful for our clients, and we look forward to the next one. Catch you in the next video.